Sometimes these asphalt pools were covered by water or leaves and dust, creating conditions for a disaster. Looking for water, a prehistoric horse approaches the riverbed. Its hooves sink into the hidden asphalt at the edge. Desperately, the panicked horse screams, attracting a saber-toothed cat and a pack of dire wolves. Now, helplessly trapped, the terrified animal becomes easy prey for the cat. As the cat begins feeding on the carcass, the pack of wolves leaps from the tall grass. And there's a bitter struggle over the fallen prey. This furious battle leaves the dead and dying animals trapped in the tar pits. Their bones become saturated with asphalt. Eventually, cooler temperatures solidify the asphalt, and streams deposit another layer of sediment over the exposed bones. Warm weather dried the streams and then liquefied the asphalt again, becoming another death trap. This process, over thousands of years, preserved the bones in excellent condition. The Civil War was raging, and Los Angeles was a very young community when Major Henry Hancock acquired this land in 1863. It was known as Rancho La Brea. Major Hancock eventually discovered that his land would become much more than a family homestead. His presentation of a large canine tooth to the scientific community in 1875 merely indicated the true antiquity and importance of his piece of property. And while Hancock industriously drilled for oil, the real treasures were later found in the tar pits. After 100 excavations, more than 10,000 individual mammals and an equal number of birds were represented by over 1 million bones, unearthed between 1913 and 1915 alone. Some of the most spectacular finds included the Columbian mammoth, the American mastodon, ground sloths, camels, and horses, bison, and other varieties of herbivores, otherwise known as plant eaters. The carnivores, or flesh eaters, are represented by dire wolves and prehistoric coyotes, big cats, and the short-faced bear. There were in all over 600 species of Ice Age fossils removed from the La Brea tar pits. The early excavations produced tons of fossils that were removed, cleaned, and packed in boxes, then sorted and cataloged at the County Natural History Museum, a job that took 15 years in one stretch. A job that continues today at the George C. Page Museum. The present site was donated by G. Allen Hancock with hopes for an appropriate museum to house the fossil collection. Entrepreneur George C. Page made that dream a reality in 1972. Today, the Museum of La Brea Discoveries presents over 1 million specimens of fossil plants and animals, including a remarkable collection of intact skeletons uncovered during the museum's construction. These tar pit treasures of large animals and birds, plant life and microfossils are featured in the museum's creative exhibits. Our window to the past can also be found in some of the pits, which reveal partially excavated deposits of fossils.
Wow.
The spirit of discovery continues with new excavations, and through work at the unique Fishbone Laboratory, where visitors can actually watch fossils being reassembled and cataloged. The closing phases of the last great ice age are still a mystery. About 11,000 years ago, these incredible large mammals and birds began to disappear in North America. And within 1,000 years, most of them vanished forever. No one really knows if their disappearance was influenced by man, or a major environmental catastrophe, or both. By understanding and cherishing our past, we can become aware of how to value the present, and most crucially, how to protect our future while we still have the chance.